Oh god, it's cold downstairs. Hopefully I can get the heating fixed next week. Well, yeah, tomorrow, hopefully. Oops, there we go. Alright. Got some Moonstruck bedroom done now. How is now gone for the next 15 to 20 minutes, so let's see if we can, how long viral reality? Yeah, viral reality is what this is all about, eh? Let's see what this is all about. Let's go. Okay. Edifice. Organizational. Containment class. Object class. Okay. Keto. A foundation-controlled convoluted neural network is to analyze internet real estate forums for mentions of Home Reality Corporation, as well as associated entities. Any matching material is to be deleted and forwarded to MTF, whatever that symbol is, 7, Home Improvement for further investigation. Homes affected by SCP 1684 must be occupied by Asian agents. So far, the only reliable method of removing SCP 1684 is to complete destruction of the affected home. See supplementary document, whatever that symbol is, 7, Rudolph, for Foundation. Is that supposed to be like... I don't know. For Foundation sanctioned code demolition methods, under no circumstances any willing to enter SCP-1684 affected home. And here we have an infected home by SCP-1684 update. What else does it say? It says price reduced for sale. And to that, okay. Seems like a very tiny place to live. SCP-1684 is a phenomenon affecting homes being sold by Home Reality Corporation. Home Reality is a real estate firm based in San Francisco, California, founded in 1995, with no known ties to the anomalous. Once a civilian successfully purchases a home affected by SCP-1684, anomalous properties will manifest within 30 days. At this point, the subject will, along with the personal possession and furniture, will spontaneously vanish from the home. Monitoring systems observing this process reveal that it is instantaneous. The home will then revert to its pre-sale condition. At this point, the home will be returned to sale on the open market under Home Reality. In addition, if the house previously occupied by the subject has yet to be sold, its sale will be transferred to Home Reality as well. Legal paperwork automatically adjusts for these conditions to occur. Homes sold by Home Reality are sold for much lower commissions than competing real estate firms. Although these prices are not paranormally low, they are often the deciding factor for potential subjects to buy SCP-1684 affected houses. Let me read that again because I was thinking of something else while reading this. At this point, the subject along the possession from the home system. So it is possible. Yeah. So okay. So the moment. Okay. Gotcha. The moment they live in there for 30 days, it's just gone. And then it goes back to sale. Yeah. Non-stop selling the same house. On April 21st, 1999. Mr. Randall Dunderman of the Nevada Department of Business and Industry Real Estate Division. Okay. Identified that a house in Lower Elko, Nevada had been sold 9 times between 1996 and 1997, with all residents staying in the house for less than a month before selling back to Home Reality. During his investigation, Mr. Duntman? Yeah, actually I'll call him Duntman. Cross-referenced the buyers of the house with a series of ongoing missing person cases. Yeah, like, if the SCP Foundation did not exist in this world, this would obviously make everybody be suspicious of this house. Like, how come this house has been sold so many times and people only lived there for like a month before it gets sold off again, and then also the people that lived there for a month are suddenly considered missing. Mr. Dummett also identified a similar pattern in 7 other houses being sold in Elko County, also by Half Home Realty. It's not reality, it's a realty, yeah. Like real estate, yeah. He passed his investigation onto the Federal Bureau of Investigation, who passed it under the Foundation after it was confirmed that anomalous traces were at play. Interviewer, junior researcher Craig Calvin. That's way further down the line. Interviewee, Douglas King. Douglas King is the current CEO of Half Home Reality Corporation. An interview was scheduled shortly after control over the SCP-1684 case was transferred to the Foundation in order to further ascertain Half Home Reality involvement in SCP-1684. Okay. Begin log. RSR Calvin walks into the room. Sorry, researcher Calvin, gotcha. Walks into the room. Mr. King is sitting straight up at the mahogany desk opposite the double door. He's wearing a black blazer with plate colored shirt with a yellow tie. He was wearing his hair in a comb over. Despite the fact that he did not appear to be balding, he stares at researcher Calvin as he sits down across from him. Oops. Good morning, Mr. King. Same to you, Agent. Would you like my assistance to fetch you a drink? It is of note that at this point Mr. King is under the impression that the Foundation personnel investigating him are FBI agents. No, thank you. I'd like to get into the questioning now if you're ready. Of course. Are you aware that every person who bought a house from your company has disappeared within a month after purchase? Not until now. Everyone? Yes, all of them. At least 1,200 people. So you're saying you had nothing to do with these disappearances? Are you accusing me somehow kidnapping over 1,000 people? First you accused me of money laundering, then you accused me of this. Mr. King then forced a laugh as if he was disregarding the proposition as ludicrous. All 1,200 bought real estate from you and then transferred said real estate back to you along with any other property they owned. All 1,200. Are you saying that my organization is somehow capable of taking 1,000 living souls, some of them children, and making them disappear without a trace? I employ a total of 50 people in this corporation. Do you think 50 people are capable of that? No, but we believe you may be affiliated with an organization that is. 3 seconds of silence. Are you accusing us of being associated with the Mafia again? I grew up poor in this very town and I fought for the position I hold now. I take offense to you implying that we are an undercover Mafia operation. If you're going to continue this conversation, it's going to be for the lawyer present. Thank you for your time, Mr. King. End log. Research note. I have a pimple, I believe, right by the end of my mustache, and it's making my nose a little bit more sensitive. Research note, if it isn't obvious, I don't believe Mr. King for a second. I have no doubt it's him either. Everyone else in the organization just denied the existence of SCP-1684 without getting as heat as he did. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw Mr. King unknowingly give a real genuine smile as I walked out of the room. The contrast while we were talking, he was grimacing the whole time, to mask whatever he was really feeling. I mean, it could also be that he just enjoyed that you leaving him alone. I didn't want to accuse him of a paranormal activity yet. We're still operating under the pretense of a government authority, and I didn't want him to try to cover his tracks. Yes, I could have slammed my fist on the table, had 2 agents behind me lock the door, and realized I was acting on the order of a para-government authority that wasn't bound by silly things like the 6th Amendment, and really started drilling into him, but that was a card I could get fired for playing. Yeah, because you would reveal the whole Foundation and SCPs. Like if he is responsible for this, if he's gonna tell him there are more SCPs, then he's gonna be like, more you say? What other SCPs there exist out there? You know what I mean? He would just act stupid and then try to use the fact that there are other SCPs out there for his own good. So fired, right? But fired for playing. Especially if I'm tired. Especially if it turned out by some grand coincidence that her home reality wasn't involved in SCP-1684. So I had to acquiesce. Or acquiesce, I don't know. I recommend a more complete investigation into half-home reality business. Partners, I'm sure there's a connection somewhere. Junior researcher Calvin. Addendum on May 4th, 1999. A phone call was placed from Mr. Carlton's Pearl phone to his employer, Mr. Jack Heaston. The contents of the call was as follows. Hey boss, I just want to let you know I have a cold, so I'm going to be late today. Yeah. What the hell? I thought you a year ago. Is this some kind of joke? No, I can't actually tell his call off on the calls and end lock. Oh, so that must be one of the people that vanished. And from his perspective, no time has passed. Mr. Pearl was the subject of SCP-16... Yeah, here it is. Subject of SCP-1684 having disappeared on July 30th, 1996 after buying a house in Carson City, Nevada. This car was traced to a warehouse in San Francisco owned by Absolute Storage Solutions, which Douglas King was also the CEO of. Preliminary investigation into the warehouse revealed a trapdoor hidden underneath several crates. This trapdoor led to a previously unknown subterranean structure containing all 1,271 known subjects of SCP-1684. Oh. Wait, all of them? Like... Well, okay, let's just keep reading. Like, this is interesting. Begin log. Agent David Laster and Chad Armstrong are descending into the staircase found underneath. Oh god, it's back itchy. Underneath the trapdoor, Agent Laster is carrying a flashlight that illuminates the way ahead. Aside from this, the stairwell is completely dark. It stinks down here, doesn't it? Amen to that. I'm going to radio back to Command. 10-4. Command, we got an update for you. Underneath that trapdoor is a staircase. It goes at least, 150 feet down. I recommend doing a subterranean scan of the area. Over. Message received. I'll relay that to the Director Moose. Over. There's a locked door here. I can pick it open. They already know we're here, Laster. Allow me. Agent Armstrong kicks the door down. It leads to Panopticon, surveying a massive bunker. An observation tower built in such a way that it can simultaneously view the entire area. Ah, gotcha. Scan through the bunker, consumer furniture, metal platforms, ornaments, and several people, both dead and alive. Command, another update. It's some kind of massive underground cave. I see several hundred people down here. They seem kind of dazed. Requesting. What's the subject? Hey, them hoodlums are back in the hoodlums are back in the neighborhood. And all the subject, make him bleed. Well, we're gonna read this now, as well. It's been a while that we had one of those, where we get to have another page. So what did I miss? So this one's a longer one. It seems to be a SCP where a real estate company sells you a house, And then the moment you live in that house for 30 days, you vanish. All your furniture vanishes. There was a whole interview of one of the agents talking to the CEO and be like, hey, well, you do realize that all the money goes back to you and the people disappear. What's going on? Like there's hints that the CEO is aware of what's going on. And now they found a warehouse with a trapdoor that leads to an underground area where all 1,210 people that lived in estates that were sold by this company are now there. And we just read that Agent Armstrong just said, hey, they seem to be dazed. Like something's off with them. And now one of them is saying, hey, them hoodlums are back in the neighborhood making bleed. So I'm going to quickly read homeowners because that's what making bleed led to. That's a pretty normal thing to have in your house, to be honest. Well, everything disappearing, including you. The living subjects pick up armaments and begin firing on the agents who panic and retreat through the door and lock. Okay, let's see what the homeowners is. Diane was glad that they had found such a nice neighborhood for the kids. She and Paul had worried about finding some place good for them to grow up in. Some of the neighborhoods they had looked at were full of hoodlums and hoodlums is repeated here, and pushers and all sorts of nasty things. But as soon as she had stepped foot into the house at 23rd Terrace, she knew the home was right for her. And also, the home looks like this, by the way. At least one of them looks like that. That's one of the homes. Down here, yeah, there we go. And now, 3 months later, she could tell she had definitely made the right choice. The neighbors were so kind and everyone had everything they needed and they shared. Sure, it was a little isolated, but that just meant the community was tight and knit. It really felt like one big family. Sometimes she thought about how life was before the community, living in that tiny apartment. It was cheaper, but the people living there were all awful. There was no place to raise a family. The gated community was also far superior to any normal neighborhood because it kept the hoodlums out. Even though it could get boring when the sun was out since the gates didn't provide AC, and sometimes sleep patterns could be messed up since the roof didn't allow any light to come in. But those were minor issues compared to drug pushers and gangs. What do you mean the roof doesn't allow any light to come in? Oh, do you mean like the roof, like by the window, like the tip of the roof, like, or like the edge of the roof is like so far down, also so sharp down that like it blocks the window from sunlight. Because if that's not the case, a roof is supposed to keep things away from inside the house. Just last week, old lady Miriam down the street had a heat stroke. Sadly, she hadn't made it, but this had provided a bounty for the community as a whole. After all, when you could have a feast like the one that she left behind, you didn't have to worry about foraging for food and water. Pardon? The meal Miriam had provided had given everyone on the 23rd Terrace with food and gristle. Schroeder would miss her valuable contribution to the community, like the way she could spot interlopers a mile away, but the food was better than the eyes. Although, the eyes were pretty tasty. Oh, okay, so they are eating her. Diane shivered as she thought of the interlopers. Sure, they were mostly harmless, sulking about at the edges of the gate, but they represented a real danger to the community. If these weirdos could get in, soon there would be the others from the old times, and the whole neighborhood would go. That was why she was grateful for the lynchings. What am I reading? Some people might feel pity for the interlopers as they hung them from the highest beams available to them, but Diane didn't. If these monsters felt like they trespassing on private property, there wasn't much that could be done for them. Diane looked up and saw artificial sunlight emitters were going down. It was time for the forage. She kissed Paul goodbye, slung up her gun, and headed out into the junkyard. She and her neighbors saddled up and went into and ready to kill. After all, you never know what might be here. Sometimes they found people from other communities once they had shared resources with them, but they had become selfish and greedy and had to be exterminated. They had to protect their kin. It was a neighborly thing to do. I'm trying. Actually, after you're not going to read. Actually, after you're not going to read all the tales, right? No. I mean, I probably will read whatever like is connected to certain SCPs. I have been doing that with everything else, but I'm not gonna read all the tales. No. Yeah, thank God. Yeah, otherwise I'll be again. This will take me probably half my lifetime to get this stuff done. But in this one, so the hoodlums are back in the neighborhood making bleed. I'm trying to think if the one who said that, if there are the people who disappeared from the houses, or if these are a whole bunch of different people that decide to live down there, and all the hoodlums are the people that get teleported from the house or vanish from the house, are now down there. Who knows? MDF Omega 3. I hate pacifism. Was deployed to the site to pacify the subjects via non-lethal tranquilizer darts. After pacifism, subjects were transported to Site 21. They appeared to be under the delusion that they were living in the homes they had purchased from. Okay, so no, so the subjects that said the hated homes are back in the neighborhood making bleed. Those are people who bought a house and then vanished, and now they all think they're a happy neighborhood. The subjects appear to have subsisted off the prepared remains of other subjects who perished within the warehouse. In addition, they believed that their neighborhood was under frequent siege by a gang of vandals. Several expressed desire to move but could not for a variety of reasons, such as lack of socio-economic mobility or need to stay near an elderly relative. These delusions appear to be caused by post-hypnotic suggestion. All 309 surviving subjects are currently undergoing therapy to reverse this suggestion and eventually be reintegrated into society. Junior researcher Craig Calvin and Douglas King. I think it's the same people as before, right? Yeah, okay. Begin log. Researcher Calvin marched into Mr. King's office alongside 2 agents. This was an unannounced visit occurring almost immediately after Armstrong and Laster found the subterranean complex. He's on the phone, which he quickly puts on hold. Hello, agent. My attorney isn't present, so I'm afraid I can't talk to you. We found what's under the warehouse. Mr. King appears to suppress a brief moment of shock before forcing the facade of confusion. I beg your pardon. There's a complex under the warehouse. With the half-cannibalized corpses of your customers, I want to know why you did it. I know nothing about that. This is just ridiculous. I've already talked to a few of your employees. You paid them a lot of money to keep them silent, not paid by their boss. You, the CEO. 2 seconds of silence. I want to know why you did it. Why did you let children die in your underground lab? This is just silly at this point. What are you trying to prove? There was a metal platform in the bunker too. Why were they there? Why did you do it? I need a lawyer. You know what I'll do if you say nothing? I'll assume you did it for the money. I'll assume you set up this whole convoluted paranormal teleportation scheme to try to make a quick buck killing people. You broke the laws of nature and committed murder just so you could get houses and the money. You sick fucking waste of amino acids. I won't blink an eye when it comes to time to put you in a hole so deep no one will ever hear your voice again. We'll finish this at Site 21. Get him in the van. The 2 agents handcuffed him and took him away. Mr. King was noted to stay at the floor until he was brought into the van. Stay at the floor. After the arrest of Douglas King, Half-Home Reality Corporation was dismantled under the pretense of real estate fraud. SCP-1684 is reclassified as neutralized. Video log. Source. Security camera installed in the covert operation vehicle escorting Douglas King. Time is stamped from the ignition of the engine in the beginning of the drive. I'm feeling something's gonna go horribly wrong. Begin log. I'm not sure. Is this him talking? I guess it's him talking. Yeah. You probably can't. No, I don't think so. It's the jailers, not the carvers. I got lucky. I always thought real estate wasn't the best vector for sacrifice. People don't spend as much time in the home nowadays. Right. I'm sorry. I know how to keep my mouth shut. At least I'm not an idiot. Wait, no. Mr. King eyes bulge as he goes completely silent. Mr. King's head explodes, splashing core over the inside of the van and the log. So some higher being exists that made him do this, and now he's gone. Special Addendum 1. As of 2020, 5th, 16th, SCP-1684 has returned to activity associated with the following legal entities: Blue Water Realty, probability likely; Smith and McCullough Property Management, probability likely; John R. Christo, probability very likely; Mill Multi-Reality, probability certain. Special containment procedures are being updated accordingly. Attempts to freeze the assets of the above entities are ongoing. But if you freeze the assets, I feel like they're just going to find new... whatever entity there is that is... the fuck? Wait a minute, what? Hold on. That was weird. Okay, sorry. For some reason, 1685 wasn't... I wasn't able to select it from like the tab below. I mean, I can select it from the main page, but I couldn't like select it from like... because like every SCP at the bottom has like, you can go one SCP back, one SCP forward. It didn't allow me that with the 1685 for some reason, but we're good. But yeah, if you freeze these companies, won't the entity just find a different company again? Like, I feel like you destroyed one company completely. You just it's dismantled. There's nobody working for that anymore, and now you find out there's 4 more companies that came out that pick up the mantle and continue where everybody left off. So is that really the wisest choice? At the end, I think you should figure out what being the Mr. King was talking to, and try to like, yeah, you know, get rid of the being instead. If that's possible. Maybe it's not even possible. Maybe the being is like a omnipotent voice